Straight ahead on Oregon's News at 10, the House has until tomorrow night to vote on a Senate-approved funding bill or welcome another government shutdown. And details from an independent investigation reveal a history of sexual misconduct for Senator Jeff Cruz. Plus, the Portland Trail Blazers are using Black History Month as an opportunity to learn. Oregon's News at 10 starts right now.
You're watching Oregon's News at 10 on Oregon's Fox.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for Oregon's News at 10. I'm Jackie Garrity. First tonight, Senate lawmakers have reached a bipartisan budget deal that would deliver relief from the cash-strapped military to storm-ravaged states, but it's unclear whether the plan will win enough support in the House in time to avert another government shutdown. Wei Zhang has the latest from Capitol Hill.
President Trump called on both parties to support the bipartisan budget deal reached in the Senate Wednesday, tweeting the plan, quote, gives Defense Secretary James Mattis what he needs to keep America great.
You can count on us. We'll earn your trust on this. We will spend the money wisely.
The massive agreement funds the government for the next 6 weeks and raises federal budget caps for 2 years, with the increase divided almost equally between defense and domestic spending.
Our bipartisan bicameral negotiations on defense spending and other priorities have yielded a significant agreement.
Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell announced the plan following extensive negotiations with Minority Leader Chuck Schumer.
The budget deal doesn't have everything Democrats want. It doesn't have everything Republicans want, but it has a great deal of what the American people want.
The Senate deal does not resolve the issue of immigration reform, a key sticking point for House Democrats. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi delivered a record-breaking 8-hour speech earlier, threatening to oppose the deal. She's demanding House Speaker Paul Ryan hold a vote on a separate bill that would protect young, undocumented immigrants brought to the U.S. as children.
Give us a chance to have it vote on the floor.
A number of conservative Republicans are also voicing concern, arguing the Senate plan would balloon the federal deficit even further.
I'm not only a no, I'm a hell no.
Congress has until Thursday night to pass some sort of a budget deal or risk another government shutdown.
The Pentagon is working on plans for a military parade at the request of President Trump. Early details suggest it could happen in early November. The idea comes after Trump saw France's military parade on Bastille Day last July, calling it one of the greatest he'd ever seen. Some lawmakers are reluctant to see money go into a parade as Congress still struggles to pass a funding bill, while others concerned over how it would look for the most powerful nation to, quote, show off. The last military parade in Washington was nearly 27 years ago, following the end of the 1991 Gulf War. Tonight, we're learning new details in the allegations against Roseburg State Senator Jeff Cruz. A new report from an independent investigator claims Cruz engaged in a pattern of sexual harassment involving 2 female senators, as well as others at the Oregon State Capitol. The findings prompted Governor Brown and House Speaker Tina Kotek to call on the senator to resign. The investigation conducted by Diane Rubinoff, a third-party lawyer, found, quote, a long-withstanding pattern of Senator Cruz engaging in unwelcome physical contact toward females in the workplace. Rubinoff also found that Cruz refused to change his behavior after being warned about it in March of 2016. Oregon State Senator Sarah Gelser and Elizabeth Steiner Hayward filed complaints about Cruz's conduct toward them at the Capitol. And it's time now for a first look at our forecast. Let's head over to meteorologist Travis Knutson to see what's ahead. Travis.
Well, we have another day very similar to today on the way, which means some sunshine and warmer temperatures. But yesterday was a nice day and the sunset looked spectacular. In fact, I got a few photos of last night's sunset. Here's one taken down at Bandon. Lori sent me this. A lot of nice orange in the sky there. Here's a photo from Debbie. You can always count on her to send a great photo of South Hasita Beach. Nice color in that sunset as well. It was warm today, 57 degrees what Eugene warmed up to, which is not quite near the record of 61. Roseburg, however, tied the record of 65, and Coos Bay 10 degrees cooler than the record of 73. Here's a look at the plan for overnight. Our temperatures will drop to the upper 30s and lower 40s. Tomorrow, warm around the area, right around 60 degrees, well above average as we've been all week long. But but clouds start to roll in on Friday as a storm moves on in, and those temperatures won't be as warm. I'll show you the weekend forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Jackie?
Thanks, Travis. February is Black History Month, and several Portland Trailblazers are paying tribute with a visit to the Oregon Historical Society. C.J. McCollum, Evan Turner, Shabazz Napier, and Noah Vonla toured the Historical Society's Civil Rights exhibit today. They learned about the strides Oregon has made in race relations, but the exhibit also touches on our shameful past. 15 years before statehood, Black people weren't allowed to live here.
Just understanding that, I think it was in 1865, there was a bill or something in place essentially forcing all blacks to leave the state of Oregon. So just learning more about that and how it was essentially in place until about 1920.
High school students in the area also took the tour with Blazers. One African-American student says the exhibit was eye-opening because it's something that doesn't get discussed often in school. School arts funding continues to be cut at the national level. That's why Eugenians have helped pay for programs to bring art back to schools, including actor and director Rob Morrow, who is a part of a nonprofit known as the Creative Coalition. Morrow says art saved his life. He was exposed to the arts and theater in his public school system. He says the coalition lobbies and brings awareness to the arts locally, nationally, and sometimes internationally, and that the money going into the art programs does not come right back out, and it's not a loss of budgets.
Aside from just bringing out our humanity, whether or not someone becomes an artist or not, the exposure to the arts opens us up to empathy and to our humanity. And without that, the world would be a much bleaker place.
Morrow says the facts prove that keeping art in our schools is a plus. He also says it's a topic we should continue to discuss and continue to keep the dialogue open. The University of Oregon is seeing a significant rise in student use of mental health counselors. Some students say their needs aren't being met due to the high demand. Reporter Kelsey Christensen looked into how the university is trying to solve this problem.
Maddie Johnson is a full-time student, works part-time at Dairy Queen, and plays for the university basketball band. She says she deals with anxiety.
And so I was hoping to find somebody on campus that I could talk to, but yeah, school gets pretty stressful.
She reached out to the Student Counseling Center.
I tried to call the office and set up an appointment, but they were busy, and then I couldn't get in to see somebody.
The University of Oregon says there's been a 33% increase of students coming in for counseling services. Stress, anxiety, and depression being the most frequent reasons.
Well, it's sort of been growing over time, and it's one of the reasons that we added additional therapists to the counseling center.
The university hired 5 extra counselors this year. Students can either walk in or call for an assessment with a mental health professional. But depending on the severity, some students have to wait a few days or even a week to meet with a counselor.
I would love it if a student didn't even have to wait a day.
So the university proposed a $7 increase to the student health fee to bring in more services to the counseling center.
As an administrator and as a parent, I think about a lot. What are we doing to create such stress and anxiety in young people's lives today? And are there things we can do to sort of ramp that down a little bit?
But in the meantime, when a counselor isn't available,
I guess just hang out with my friends, talk about how stressed we all are.
But look, it's weird though. Why are they?
It's a British invasion at the Holt Center with Beatles versus Stones next Saturday, February 17th, as tribute bands Abbey Road and Satisfaction face off in a high-energy musical showdown. Oregon's Fox has your chance to win tickets to the show. 5 lucky winners will each win a pair of tickets. Just go to OregonsFox.com to sign up. We'll announce the winners on Friday. Coming up on Oregon's News at 10, hiking Oregon's trails is a popular activity, but you run the risk of getting lost if you're not careful. Frequent hikers should consider picking up. It's After Weather with Travis.
Sunny around the region today, warm as well, above average for this time of year. Some spots even tied or broke records across the state today, but the morning wasn't entirely sunny for everybody. Those in the low valleys did see some fog to start the day. In fact, this is a view from this morning at about 8:30 where you can see some of the low clouds and fog there down at the bottom. As I play this time lapse forward, it was only about an hour and a half from 8:30 to about 10 o'clock. You can see the fog eventually did lift and burn away. Once that happened, blue skies and sunshine made up the remainder of the day for those low valleys. Now tomorrow we will see that yet again with those lowest valleys, the areas that usually see fog to start the day, to see it yet again. But just like today, it'll burn off quickly and sunshine will make up the vast majority of our Thursday. Outside right now, already in the lower 40s, many spots, especially in the Willamette Valley, should dip into the 30s tonight, but it'll be the upper 30s. It won't be too terribly cold, but there's not a lot of cloud cover overhead right now, and that lack of clouds does mean that temperatures will drop a little bit more throughout the night. Now here's how our temperatures compare to 24 hours ago. Eugene right now is 2 degrees warmer than this time last night. Roseburg 3 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. Satellite and radar across the Pacific Northwest, you'll notice some heavier cloud cover and some rain and snow showing up in western Montana and northern portions of Idaho. This is where the stream of moisture is across the Pacific Northwest. Close to us, but not close enough to really bring us any clouds or any rain. We have this high pressure center off the California coast. What it's done, or what it's doing, is it's forcing the jet stream, all the moisture in the atmosphere, way off to the north. So all of this is wet weather pushing into Montana and Idaho. What Southwest Oregon has to deal with is the air mass out here, which is sunny and dry air moving on in. And this high pressure center is with us for the remainder of the week. Come Friday and the weekend, it'll start to slide away a little bit, which allows some cooler but still dry air to move in from the north. So while temperatures drop this weekend, no rain is really expected. Overnight tonight, model forecast, this is 10 o'clock heading into tomorrow morning. Still very, very clear for the area. 8 a.m. tomorrow, aside from the low fog, we will see sunshine to start off the day. But watch what happens as we get to about 10 o'clock tomorrow. Clouds from the north start to move on in. Our Friday will not be anywhere near as sunny as what we saw today or what we'll see tomorrow, and temperatures on Friday is when they start to cool down a little bit. For the coast here, 54 degrees in Florence as well as Yachats, Waldport right around 53. The south coast staying dry, plenty of sunshine. Bandon at 58, Reedsport right around 56 degrees. A look at the 7-day forecast here. This weekend temperatures in decline. Maybe a few showers on Monday, but it's not a high chance at this point. The Umpqua Valley, a little bit of cloud cover early tomorrow morning, but only in the form of some fog for those lowest valleys. Mid-60s possible for the daytime highs tomorrow. Heading into Friday, a few extra clouds there. Temperatures start to drop down to about 52 degrees on Saturday. Maybe a few raindrops come our Monday. The Willamette Valley, morning fog tomorrow, but it burns off very, very quickly. High temperatures right around 60 degrees. Right around where we were today, down to the lower 50s by the time we start this weekend. Watching Monday carefully for maybe a few rain showers. Not too optimistic for rain come Monday, but there's a chance. Overnight lows getting close to freezing as we start next work week, but all around this forecast is still above average and still very dry for early February. We'll be right back.
Imagine being lost out in the woods. It could be very stressful, especially if you don't have cell phone service. Reporter Gabby Urenda finds out how a man was able to send out a distress signal to authorities.
A man lost in the Umpqua National Forest this week was found in a matter of a few hours because he had his personal locator beacon with him. The device sends out coordinates to a satellite, and a call center tells authorities where you are.
When you send the SOS, there's a lot of things globally that's going into motion. There's an actual outfit that's just monitoring these things 24/7.
A locator may seem like a great idea, but they can be expensive.
A personal locator like this can run up to over $400, but can also be useful in saving someone's life.
Douglas County Search and Rescue says these devices make it easier to find someone lost or hurt in the forest.
Because we have a location, an actual GPS spot that we're going to send people to first. And that gives us a more pinpoint area.
Some of the personal locators also require a monthly subscription.
Kind of like a cell service, you know, like your cell phone plan, anywhere from $14 to $100 a month.
Out outdoor experts say these devices are made for hikers who usually adventure alone.
Even if you know the area, but you're going by yourself, you're at risk of falling down, breaking a leg, that kind of thing.
Search and Rescue says to pack extra food and water even if you happen to have a personal locator beacon on hand. Reporting from Roseburg, I'm Gabby Arenda.
Next on Oregon's News, you may just be able to add the friendliest stamp to your collection. We'll tell you more next in Entertainment News. Here's what's happening in your entertainment news. The Songwriters Hall of Fame is adding to its ranks.
And what fans can expect when they tune into Celebrity Big Brother tonight. Chris Martinez has those stories and more in today's Eye on Entertainment.
11 celebrities are competing for the top prize in the first ever Celebrity Big Brother. Former White House aide Omarosa Manigault Newman is moving in with a plan to take home the $250,000 prize.
I come into the Big Brother house with a ton of baggage. And so my strategy is simply this, to have a really good time and to win the game being me.
The 3-night season premiere begins tonight on CBS. The Songwriters Hall of Fame is getting ready to cherish its newest members. Kool and the Gang, John Mellencamp, Alan Jackson, and Jermaine Dupri are among this year's inductees. Also joining the class is Allee Willis, who co-wrote the Broadway musical The Color Purple and the theme song from the hit TV series Friends. The ceremony will be held in New York in June. And coming to an envelope near you, the Mr. Rogers Forever stamp. The U.S. Postal Service is issuing a stamp featuring the late children's television host next month. Tom Hanks will star as Fred Rogers in the upcoming biopic, You Are My Friend. That's your Eye on Entertainment.
In our household, we're very excited for the Mr. Rogers.
I think Tom
movie.
Hanks will probably fill that role pretty well. I mean, I can I don't look a whole lot, but I could see Tom Hanks sort of like giving off that persona well. You know?
He does. He does. I mean, Tom Hanks, he's a national treasure. He even will tweet and Facebook and stuff if he finds people's lost things walking around.
Yeah.
He'll say, "Did you lose this?"
Hard to find anything to say bad about Tom Hanks. I agree with that.
Exactly. All right. Well, coming up next on Oregon's News, no young man wants to disappoint his mother. How a rising football star managed to do that in front of an audience. Finally tonight, Pensacola's Jacob Copeland will likely never forget his National Signing Day experience. The up-and-coming wide receiver decided to commit to Florida, a decision he apparently didn't run by his mom. Copeland donned the Florida Gators hat on ESPN and his mom wearing an Alabama sweater and a Tennessee hat. Well, she just walked off the set. Copeland went on to thank everyone who had supported him throughout his athletic career, including his mom, who eventually rejoined him with a comforting hug. This is one of the best stories I've seen in a while. Just goes to say, Sky, and I know you would never make this mistake. Don't mess with your mom.
Oh, never.
No.
Usually they say if you can get to the mom, then you can get to the student. And
You would think so.
I think Bama thought they got that guy, and then
Yeah. Clearly, she didn't like that surprise.
No.
That'll do it. Thanks for joining us. Oregon Sports is next.